Hi, everybody. Welcome to Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with the miserable liberal and Ron Placone. Ron Placone, who is going to be in Jacksonville, Florida, in Gainesville this week. Go see him, ronplacone.com. So, so Nancy Pelosi went on MSNBC. She did a town hall to answer questions from people who were, a lot of them seem to be Democrats. And she was interviewed by Joanne Reed, who's, a noted gaslighting lighter and a liar. Famously caught lying famously about her smears of gay people, right? That's what it was, right? Anyway, she sat down with Nancy Pelosi. And this woman asks a question about Black Lives Matter. Now, she seems very happy to be there. She seems happy to be part of this meeting of people and minds, and Joanne Reed being the host, and Nancy Pelosi, a woman leader. She seems enthused and happy about all that's happening. All the identity politics seems to be making her happy. And now she's going to ask a substantive question, and now she wants to be happy about the substance. And here, we'll see what happens.
This is Shelley Ward, a senior studying journalism and media studies. Shelley, what's your question?
Congratulations on the election.
Thank you.
Do you support the Black Lives Matter movement?
Well, I support the recognition that Black Lives Matter, for sure, and I have incorporated that in many of my statements. I think all lives matter, yes.
Sure.
Swing and a miss.
Sure, sir. Black Lives Matter. I mean, some of my fellow corporatists are people of color. Of course they matter. Okay, here it goes. Oh, she couldn't help herself. All lives matter. She couldn't help herself. I guess she hasn't seen the dozens of other politicians who've answered that question the same way and then been roundly ridiculed for it. Or maybe she has. Maybe she has. Maybe she doesn't care that she alienates the Black Lives Matter movement. That's what it seems like to me. Hillary Clinton certainly didn't give a shit about them. Right? Doesn't it seem like, why would she say that, Ron? You don't think she knows better than to say that all lives matter?
At this point, if you
Of course
don't
she
know
does.
better, yeah, I mean, it's...
You remember when Martin O'Malley, when he was running for president in 2015, was asked that question, and he said all lives matter? It was at the Netroots convention, and he got caught so much for that. And that's when everyone figured out, oh, that's right. You don't talk about, if we're talking about cancer, you don't talk about, all sick people matter. No, we're talking specifically about this, though. We're talking about specific situations and circumstances that affect black people that don't affect everyone else, like the rate of police brutality and the embedded racism in our criminal justice system. That's why you have Black Lives Matter, because they are disproportionately affected by the racist criminal justice system. So when you say, everybody's life is just, no. And of course she knows better, yet she still says this. And if she doesn't know better, then you should put her on some medication and put her in a home.
But we really have to redress past grievances in terms of how we have addressed the African American community. I had a real privilege yesterday to address.
All I want to know, I don't want to read too much into this, but look at the woman's face. She's a senior studying in college. Here's probably somebody she probably voted for in spirit, a woman. And here's Joanne Reed, another here. Again, and look at her face. She's just like, oh, you're going to pull that. Am I reading into that, you think? Because who in this audience, I'll play the rest of the answer, and you tell me who gets excited about this answer.
The swearing in of the new Black Caucus members, at least eight new members elected from places that are not majority black communities. So this was a real breakthrough. So I think that we're all, working together to make sure that every part of our community, whether it's the immigrant community, whether it's the black community, whether it's women's community, and the rest, not only matter but rule.
But what?
But rule. So, it's whether it's blacks or women. So you're just, I don't understand the specific concerns of Black Lives Matter. She could have just said that, but she does understand it. But she wants to conflate it. It's just like everything. What?
Some people might call her response a word salad, and that maybe
Yes.
she should just end with no.
Yeah, her word salad was a little too heavy on the bullshit dressing.
Right? And then she has to point out that she just went and spoke with the Black Caucus and that I'm supposed to somehow be, I don't know, appeased by that. It's so weird. It's almost, when she was saying that, it was like, instead of Black Caucus, it was like she said, I have a black friend.
Yes, it was like she was saying, she just started rambling about stuff. And she just started, and I'm trying to get back to...
No problem.
She just started rambling about stuff for no, like... She just started, well, the Black Caucus, that's not what she asked you about. She asked you about Black Lives Matter. She didn't ask you about the Black Caucus and the swearing in. And I mean, just look at her face. Her face, you know what she looks like? She's got that look, that disappointed look, as if she would just got handed an unpaid internship at the DNC for the summer. The only person inspired by this is the Beto O'Rourke. I think it helped him frame his answer on whether or not he supported a Green New Deal. How many words can you say without saying anything at all? Nancy Pelosi. And this is why, this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you have Trump. Because they stand for nothing. You know what the Republicans stand for. They stand for a border wall. They stand for tax cuts. They stand for denying you Medicare for all. Well, so do the Democrats now.
Well, hey, to look at the bright side, that college student looks very disappointed, as she should. And the fact that she is likely disappointed means she'll probably make a great journalist someday.
Yeah.
Because she knows when a politician's bullshitting her.
Yes. Because that's what that was. That is complete and utter horse, bull, every kind of crap. And Joyanne Reid, of course, she went on with Joyanne Reid, the biggest sycophant in the world. She has not a shred of integrity, Joyanne Reid, which is why she hosts a show on MSNBC. If you have it, that's like the integrity filter. If you have it, you get caught in the filter, and those who fall through get shows on MSNBC. Didn't know Rachel didn't have any integrity. Now you do. Didn't know Chris Hayes actually didn't have integrity. Now you do. $30,000 a day. It's all it took to get their integrity. Isn't that nice? And here's Joyanne Reid. I bet she doesn't even get 30 grand a day. I bet they get her cheap. She's a run-of-the-mill liar because it's easy to see right through her. Chris Hayes and Rachel, they cover it up with words and funny glasses and things.
You know, I was watching this, and you know, a lot of people are talking about the idea of why she couldn't just say yes. Do Black Lives Matter?
Why couldn't she just say that?
Yes, Black Lives Matter, and that she wasn't able to. You started to talk about this. It's like she hasn't been paying attention for 5 years. And you know what? The point is that Black Lives Matter. Additionally, who else did we have as slaves in our country? Right?
Yeah, I know. They have a unique spot in our country. They were literal slaves in our own country under law. The Constitution didn't recognize them as people. They are a special class. So that's why Black Lives Matter. I mean, of course, all she had to do is say, yes, of course I agree with Black Lives Matter, and I support us taking a hard look at police brutality in America and the racism embedded in our criminal justice system. And I hope we can reach across the aisle to actually get some legislation passed with the help of people like Rand Paul that could help reduce our incarceration rates of African Americans and minorities. That's what she should have said.
You would think somebody who represents the state of California might say that.
Right. It's amazing. It's a great. She's from San Francisco. She's from what's supposedly the most progressive districts in the world. No, so it turns out no. Turns out they're okay with that piece of it. They're okay with her. And this is why you have Trump, not Jill Stein.
And I kind of
not Russian trolls. This is why you have goddamn Donald Trump.
And, you know, I do wonder if somebody started to boo in the room. I wonder if somebody left the room, because that's what we have to start doing, because they are dependent on us behaving nicely and well-mannered during these kind of, you know, conversations. And I just want to say, hey, everybody gets a free pass that when you see somebody say, I can't answer this question directly, you can boo and exit.
Yes.
Make a scene.
Boo. That's what they do in other countries.
Yeah.
When they do similar forums like that, like in England or something like
Right.
that, like they will boo it.
Have you
They
ever-
don't care.
Have you ever watched the Prime Minister's questions? I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to have well, I was just going to say Chuck Schumer, but no, Bernie Sanders questioning Donald Trump right to his face. Wouldn't that be awesome? And then people, yeah, and you get to scream over the answers like they do in Parliament and in the UK. That's awesome.
And they actually have to speak extemporaneously
Yes.
And you have to
about
answer the
real
question.
issues.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got to answer it because you're on the spot
Yeah.
and you only got so much time. And if you misstep,
And you have to answer the question.
Oh, and by the way, there's just not two parties in the room.
Haha, that's right.
Mm.
They have more than two
Yep.
parties in England. That's weird. Okay, that's another thing Nancy Pelosi will shake their finger at you about. Can never have third parties. Hey, about how's that that takeover? There's 3 real progressives in Congress right now. 3. Anyway, way to go, Nancy. Thanks for giving us Trump once again. In the middle of fucking Trump, she can't even stand up. In the middle of fucking Trump, she can't stand up for Black Lives Matter. Unfucking believable. Our next live show is a stand-up show we're doing Thursday, January 24th in Hollywood at the Sycamore Tavern. $10 tickets Thursday, January 24th. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all of our live shows and to find out when our live Jimmy Dore show is coming to your town. Plus, if you can, become a patron. We give you hours of bonus material every week. And remember to make sure you're subscribed. They unsubscribe people. You make sure you subscribe. Click the bell so they send you a notice when we drop a video. Thanks for your support.